networking section. So let me kickstart it, and I know your time is limited. So we will have two parts for our briefing section. So the first part is for me basically to share about what is round one meaning and entails, and also some of the hints and tips and requirement. And the second part will be a networking section. So we will break you guys down into different groups. So we have a facilitator and some questions to be asked. So yeah, so that will be around 1.5 hours. So let me kickstart by sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Cool.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. So agenda. So welcome, overview, and then we will have a criteria and some guidelines. Then we will share some common issues and troubleshooting. And then the end of the day will be the networking section. So before everything start, and then I want to share a video that the video is actually capture what our founder Jack Ma, why he initiated this program at the very beginning in 2018. So our first year is 2019, and then this is actually our 5th year. So we always like to look back and listen to what he said and why he started this, and then to make sure we are on the right track. So yeah, let's listen to him. Let me see.
First trip to Africa, my impressions are wow, it's a land full of hope. Everywhere in the world, entrepreneurs are the same. They have hopes, they have dreams, they're never afraid of something they want to create. But I did not expect in Africa there are so many of them. I met them. When I see their eyes, when I talk to them, it looks like me 20 years ago. And I think this is a real entrepreneur. They believe in what they think, they believe what they're doing, and they want to make this thing big because they can help more people. This is the hope of Africa. If we can enable the entrepreneurs there, they may change Africa. I realize that I have to do something. The entrepreneurs, I think we should make them the heroes. They are brave. The team together to fight for the future. If the heroes succeed, a lot of people want to be heroes. It's giving the inspiration, the courage to all the entrepreneurs in Africa. We're not only interested in one part of Africa, we're on the whole continent. This award is for all industries in Africa, to all men, all women, different ages. This is for Africa entrepreneurs. I remember like 10 years ago, I made a program in China on the television, encouraging the entrepreneurs in China how to do startups and how to do that. Very successful. So I think if I can do the same thing in Africa, I may be able to help. I want to make this show very educational, very fun, and I want in the show to teach people how to do business. When I see the entrepreneurs in Africa, I wish I was born in Africa today, that I can start my journey again next 20 years. So now, my age, the only thing I can do is support a lot of entrepreneurs in Africa. They can start their dream. They can start their journey and change the continent. This is how I want to do. This is my own passion.
Right. Thank you so much for watching the video. So like Jack Ma mentioned, so this is like a entire continent, sex agnostic, and both male and female, and it's very inclusive competition. So in the meantime, my colleague will share a poll, to get to understand more about your background, and then whether you served before and where you're from, and then that will give us more idea, who are joining the call. So let me continue. So this is the eligibility criteria, for people that apply for our competition. So one is the founder must be African origin. So either they are African or their parents or grandparents are African. So the second criteria is business must be Africa-based. So need to be registered here and also operate here. So the third criteria, we are aiming those post-idea stage, business. Basically, they need to have proof on revenue for at least 3 years, and also in operation for at least 3 years. So these are the three criteria that for the eligible applicant. So basically, all the applications that you got, that we will pre-screen them to make sure they fulfill these criteria before the application. You will see the applications. For ABH, we're doing three things. First is a support, support by funding, support by networking, support by media exposure. So this competition is the main way to support entrepreneurs in Africa. The second, we are choosing 100 heroes, for 10 years and features their stories, and to make a show, documentary, short videos, you name it, different type of content, and then try to inspire more people on the continent. Last but not least, this community is growing. Now we have 120, entrepreneurs, judges, from the ecosystem are quite active in this community. So we try to do more in terms of events, in terms of online virtual training, and then try to spread the entrepreneurship spirit. A few examples for the peers heroes. We have a very diverse group. They are from 17 countries. Because each year we choose 10 heroes from around 20,000 applicants each year. So they will go through a very lengthy and rigorous process, starting from when they apply, because the application form itself is quite complicated. So they need to know pretty well, about their business, key features, key metrics in order to finish the application form. So that is the first hurdle for them. And then they will be passing through a systematic filter, and then before we get to the round one. So I will explain that later, but these heroes are phenomenal people, right? No matter it's business wise or personality wise. So you can see they are from 20 industries, 45% of them they're females. And some of the recent achievements, like Yvette Isimwe from Rwanda, she won the fourth 30 under 30 Katia Women Initiative. Khadija, also from our 2021 winner. Charlotte Magoe, she also won the Earthshot prize. Tega from Nigeria, and he just raised a very significant funding, for his business. And Ayo from Nigeria, that was our 2019 hero. So talk about this year. I'm so excited and proud of my team to achieve what we achieved this year so far. So in terms of applications, we received 27,000 applications from all over Africa, so 54 countries. So as you can see, the distribution, 43% West Africa. Nigeria is always to be the number one. a nation that's a lot of entrepreneurs they apply, and then 19% from South and 16% from East. Worth to mention is Central and North. It looks like the small percentage are small, but actually they are the record high. Normally we get less than 10% from Central, but this year we get 11. And then for North Africa, we normally get 7%. Now we are getting 9%. Female too. So this year is also a record high, 34%. Female application, comparing to ordinary 30%. So we are 4% up. Also, we only spent two weeks. I remember 2 weeks since starting of the application. We already covered all 54 countries. So all the entrepreneurs from all countries from South Africa to submit their application within 2 weeks. One thing is very interesting to mention is the French applicants. This year, we nearly doubled, our French application percentage. So we normally get 15% or less, but this year we get 27% applications from Francophone countries, which is a very, very exciting news. In terms of industry, like Jack mentioned, is sector agnostic. Therefore, you can see from your judging portal, and you can see applications from all sort of industry, including agriculture, ITC, manufacturing, business service, education, healthcare, food and beverage. So it's quite diverse kind of industry. So last but not least, in terms of country, Nigeria, the first, South Africa, second, DRC, Kenya, Benin, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Morocco, and Egypt are our top 10 countries. All right, so I talk about a bit this selection process. You may ask how this 27,000 to the top 10. So basically, this flow actually explains to you what is the selection process. Excuse me. So so the application form itself is actually a great filter. There's people, not every people can finish basically the application form. For the people who finish the application form, need to go through our pre-screening process. So our pre-screening process will involve machine and human. So we will look at the criteria, for example, 3 years eligibility criteria, and also other parameters, before we passing through to the round one. So we make sure your time is well spent, and then what you see is quality applications. So we'll pass through these, we'll assign these applications to you, and each judge will have 2 weeks to judge less than 10 applications on the portal. So I will have a demonstration on the portal in a little while. So the time frame is 2 weeks, and what you need to do is just log on the portal and score each application that assigned to you, and then press submit. So that's you have done your duty. So after that, we will discuss internally based on the scores. Then we will finalize the top 50 and announce them. So they will get into the round 2. So the round 2 will be video interviews. 2 judges will interview 1 candidate for 1.5 hour call, and then we'll score this particular candidates. So some of the round 1 judges, we will promote them into round 2 because we don't need too many like round 2 judges. We only need 50 of them. So so based on several criteria, we will promote some round 1 judges to round 2, and also definitely based on the availability of some of the judges as well. So after that, we will select 20 out of these 50, and those are our top 20 finalists. And then we will pass them to PwC, and then they will go through a very serious and detailed due diligence process that lasts for almost a month. They will send teams, auditing teams to their factory, to their company's business, to do the audit. And finally, they will come up with a report. And only those pass due diligence, only those top 20 pass due diligence, and then they can get to the semifinal. So this year, the semifinal will be in person. We are expecting 5 to 7 judges. Last year, we have, in the previous year, we have judges like Fred Swanica, we have judges like Bev, we have Fatoumata Ba, all those our semifinal judges. So we have a panel of that, and then we will judge the top 20 in the course of 1.5 days, and then we will basically decide the top 10, after the semifinal. So last but not least, which is the very, very exciting event by the end of this year, and then we will have the grand finale. If you remember, if you look at our YouTube channel, you can see in 2019 that we do a great big event with, Jack Ma, Joe Tsai, that's a, vice chairman of Alibaba Group, and also Strive Masiyiwa, Ibukuna Wasika, and they are our they were our finale judges, and participating in the grand finale in Accra back in 2019. And this year we want to do something similar, and then also offline. It's going to be a very, very exciting event. So that's the whole journey. It's long, but is rigorous, but that's how we ensure people come up are the heroes. So basically, a few things want to remind our judges. So some key actions. First, when you log in the system, that you will see the NDA. So you can go through that, the NDA, and then if you continue means that you agree with the NDA, and then if you have questions, you can definitely contact us for that. And one rule, and I will need to be upfront, because I know there's a lot of investors, in the pool of judges. So our rule is that for the year, for example, like this is 2023, that you're judging this candidate. If we want to do, have a collaboration with them or invest in them, that has to be, in 2024. Basically, we have a 1 year kind of, period. So to make sure there's no conflict of interest. So secondly, we encourage you to thoroughly review the candidate information and score them based on the criteria. I will explain that later. And thirdly, please provide comments if there's any, for our internal reference, and also provide feedback. I think that's very important. I highly encourage you to provide feedback to the candidates, because that is very, very valuable for them. Because after you're looking at their business, and then you provide feedback to them, and then somehow you can build a relationship with them, right? But like I said, it's not like investing relationship for at least 1 year, but any other relationship or mentorship that's happening before. But you just let our colleagues know, and then we will try to build a relationship for the particular candidates you are interested in. So the deadline. So deadline is Friday, 9th of June, is midnight GMT. So there are a few criteria before I do a demonstration. Let me quickly go through. One, problem needs. So how do they identify the problem? And then is the problem valid? Second, solution. And then do they, is the solution innovative and is effective? Do they provide proven market traction, of their solution, of their business model? And they will have there will be a financial system, a financial statement. So you can judge based on their financial statements to see, their revenue, their profit, and their cost, and input your score. Team, and then they will lay out their team formation, important people, CFO, co-founder, CEO, all sorts on their answers. Future growth, and last but not least, whether they're fit to ABH. So let me go on this demonstration real quick. All right, so this is what you're going to see after you receiving the email from us. So you'll be receiving an email by the 26th, which is next Friday. So with your login information. So there's a link when you click, and then you will see there's an email address and password. So you put in your email address and the password that we gave you. This is is an individual email, and then you will see your own. You will receive your own password. After you log in, so you will see a note here. So this is the NDA I'm talking about. So you click on that, you will see the NDA. If you agree, you just close the window. And then you will see the candidates that we assign to you. So by the assignment that we based on 3 criteria. One is we would like to put candidates within your region, but not with your country. So to avoid a conflict of interest, but within your region. Second, the language. So if you speak French, and then likely you will receive a French application. Third, industry. We try to match with your industry, but some of the case we can't because it's just too many criteria. But and that will be the case. So you will be receiving no more than 10 applications. So this here I only show 1. So when you receive that, you will see all the applications list here that we assign to you. So this is like a list page. So you can see the country, the company, the industry, the country, and also the scoring progress. So you can click in one of them and start scoring. All right, so you can see that there's a guy. You can always click on a guy, as in there's a French portal. You can look at the also look at the application in French, and then that's listed deadline. And the first part is the founder snapshot. So you can see like a general information of the founder, names, nationality, age, what's their position, what language they speak, and also their personal LinkedIn page. We ask them to upload 1 video with their customer testimonial. So some of them you can play directly, and some of them you probably have to download, because we also accept they provide like YouTube links or Vimeo links. So so if you can't watch it here, and then you probably have to download it or click on external link to watch it. Second part, after the person, we look at the business. So business, the name, their website, their social media sites, where they operation in, how many years they've been in operation, do they operation in other countries, and they will list here if that's yes, and then what kind of industry. There's within 100 words of business description, very briefly to let you know what they do. And also some of them they will upload their company deck, and you can click and download and view it. Here is the source of funding. How do they get the funding to establish their business? Family funding, maybe they get investors. There's a very good reference for you to see, what kind of investors they're investing in this company. And some of the investors are already done their due diligence. So there's also a very good reference for you. Part ownership of business. Some of them like 50%, some of them like 90%, meaning that they have a co-founder or co-founders, and whether they're operating in a rural area. For this graph, you can see the number of full-time staff is like a growing trend or like declining. Also, in terms of social responsibility, and you can see there, the SDG goals that their business related to. So this is like an overview of business. So go down, this is market profile, and that gives you some idea on what is a specific product and also channels. Competitive advantage of their product and unique selling price. So you can also, maybe like imply the unique economics of their products here, and they will name some competitor of their product and estimate how many people will be benefit for their product. So, and then revenue model, how do they sell the product, by B2B, B2C, or B2G, and then what kind of channel they distribute their product, by website, retailing, or agent, or wholesale. So last but not least, for the overview, you can see the financial snapshot. They will list out the sales channels, total revenue, cost of goods sold, and then all the costs, really the cost, and then the net profit. So these are basically, after seeing this, you will have a very high level idea of what is this business about, how do they make money, and then you would drill down into each individual sections. Like I mentioned before, problem, need, solution, market traction, financial, team, future growth, and fit to ABH. So you can see each section, they have different weights. So some of them are more important, some of them are less important. We also have a guide here and to tell you how to score them. So basically, 1 is the lowest score, 7 is the highest score. So each section, there will be a guide, for you to understand how to score this application. You can always, if you think that's taking too much space, you can always hide it. And then if you already understand how to the scoring criteria. So that's how it works. You can always put your comments here for your own reference. Then after you score everything, let me try to do it now. Just a demonstration. And then you want to leave comments for ABH, our internal team. And then this is the place to leave comments. And remember, this comment will not disclose to the candidates. So it's only for our own reference. And here is the feedback for the applicants. I really, really encourage you to do that. Leave feedback to the applicants. Start from the good thing, and then focus on the problems, but always in a goodwill, because we hope them to do better. I want to, I will pause here a little bit, and then in case you have any burning questions, after you save it, and then you can update any time of your scores. And then if you are done it and you press review and submit, that will give you a last chance to adjust your scoring. So in your portal, you will see multiple, candidates here with the score that you give. So you have a last chance to kind of adjust the score based on the batch of the candidates, right? So, and then if you're happy with the adjustment, you take a final review and then you click submit, then you're done. Okay, so I pause here. Let me know if you have any burning questions. Abiodo?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to have me here. My major question is this: are we asking the candidate, or is there a field where the candidate can impute or upload their incorporation documents? Is it necessary or not, optional?
So you're breaking up a little bit. So my understanding, what you said is, are we going to contact the candidate directly for additional documents?
No.
No.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Part of the requirement when candidates are actually filling their online form, is there a portion or where they can upload their incorporation document? For instance, yes. Okay, good, awesome.
Yes, so they will put their incorporation documents because as a pre-screening, and we will see that. So they will put in our pre-screening portal. They will upload it. So we have already seen it. So that's why we didn't put it here.
Okay, but is it not okay for us to also have a view of that? Because that also will help in our scoring metrics.
You mean the company registration document
by the
government?
Yeah, just to be sure that, okay, whoever you are trying to score, or the candidate, you are sure that, except maybe there is a checkbox that tells us that, okay, this candidate's business is incorporated and or licensed to do whatever he or she is supposed to do. So for instance, in Nigeria, there are some, aside you being incorporated as a legal entity or company, now if you are into food or drinks, there's a particular license or certification you must have as an entity. So I think that also will help if they have any other document that will also help your assessment. So that takes us, that means that the candidate, whichever way, is been serious on running that business.
Okay, Abiodun, thank you very much for the recommendations. So we take your advice down, and then we discuss internally. We will let you know whether we are going to make that available. But the fact is they will upload that, but during the pre-screening, we will check it. The machine will check it as well. So if that is helpful for the round one judging, and then we should be able to make it available for the judges. But we'll get back to you after internal discussion. Thanks. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, Lloyd, can you unmute yourself?
Oh.
Hello, Lloyd. Hello?
Me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please.
Okay, sorry. So one is maybe a quick confirmation, and the other one is a question. So the last time I did this, I think I found it to be very interesting. A lot of candidates had good ideas, but some way I sensed they didn't understand the criteria a little bit. For example, the financials, they didn't understand, the difference between revenue and estimating the market potential, etc. Question for you, maybe it's a confirmation question. So these candidates, I assume they go through an orientation like this when they apply or before they apply, just to get to an understanding as to what exactly is expected of them to apply.
Thanks for the question, Lloyd. And we noticed that some of them, they don't understand the financial statements, and then for example, cost of goods sold. They normally misunderstood that. So we do provide application workshop to them, but not everybody attend. Right, that's the first thing. Second is when we do a pre-screening, we try to eliminate, people that they have empty spreadsheet or financial statements. But we can't 100% guarantee that everybody will be submitting a very robust, financial statement. So what I recommend our judges would do is financial is definitely one of the very important aspects, in their business. So I would say when you do a score, and then the score will definitely affect the financial statement quality.
Yeah, okay, thank you. The second piece is, first of all, thank you guys. This is a very great initiative, and you making a lot of inroads to bring the entrepreneurship, you can say gospel, for lack of better words, to a lot of people who might not otherwise have access to some of these network and advice, etc. But the question is, the winner is only one or two of the 27,000 that have applied, for example, today. Do you have a repository or a platform where these candidates, some of these promising ones, women probably never won the award, but investors can come in and talk to them at some point? Case in point, I think even the last round that I did, there were very good projects that, for many reasons would not get to the final 10, but those are actually projects or businesses that can, traction and someone can invest money into if they knew about them.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Each year we have the top 10. So we're actually running this community, with this top 10 quite closely. And we have planned to, enlarge the community to our top 20 and even top 50 candidates. And then we are also thinking, the way how to, match them with our judges, our potential investors. So this is the work ongoing, apart from all the other works that we're doing. So I think it's a very, very good initiative that I think Tahira is here in our team, responsible for the community building. I think this is something we can definitely, put in more thought on, like, how to, organize events or investor workshops, things like that, to invite our top 50 or, top tier candidates. And then, they can have a chance to interact with investors that, they will be interested in their projects.
Sure, Tahira, maybe we can chat offline. Yes, I might be able to help you one or two things on that.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Thanks, Lloyd. I'll drop my email in the chat so you can send me an email.
Noyan. Hi, Noyan.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, good morning, wherever we are. So a quick one, while you were showing the scoring, the 1 to 7, I wouldn't know if it's because it wasn't well expanded, but I just saw 1 to 6. I didn't see what 7 meant.
Hey, good question. So yeah, very, very good observation. Thanks. Yeah, so 1 to 6 is basically the score, and the description of the score. We leave the 7 open is based on your own discretion. If you think, this guy is one of the best you have ever seen, based on, this batch of candidates, or even people before, like company before, and then you really wanted to give them an outstanding score, and that's 7 reserved for you.
Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, Eugene.
Hi. Hi, Michael. Good morning.
Morning.
So I just had a quick question. I can see that each of the metrics are weighted. So I assume that the importance of each section is kind of like relative to the weight. However, like in the past, which areas have you seen judges? I mean, I've judged on this before, but I just want to know, having been running for 5 years, which area have you seen judges you would want judges to pay more critical attention to, to review even more better? And it could be a metric with a lower weight, but you would appreciate if judges generally pay more critical attention to that area from past experiences.
Excellent question, Eugene. And first of all, thank you for coming back. And second of all, by the face value, we have been doing this for years, and we know some of the people, some of the entrepreneurs, they're good at writing, they're good at presenting, but is that really that good? Is that really impactful? Is that really sustainable and creating traction and helping the continent? So I personally, I would look more, other than the application itself. For example, internet research, news clippings, that required the judges to do additional. I know, but that actually gives you a 360 kind of, at the currently available sort of source that would give me more reference, give you more reference on this particular candidate. So my feedback on that is, don't judge by the face value. Sometimes they are very fancy, very nice app, looks like very, trendy. It doesn't mean they're very good. So yeah, so what I see from the past experience, a lot of judges, give very high mark to people like running an app, running a fintech business. Yes, they are sexy, but that not necessarily creating big impact to the continent. So we are the competition, not only focus on high growth, high tech company, but also people creating impact for the community. So that's my small comments.
All right, I have a follow-up question. Sorry if I'm taking too much time, but it's a two-in-one question. As we prepare to go into the judging period, what are some of the areas you would want us to kind of like research ahead of time, even though we don't know the industries we'll be judging yet, and just like as a way of preparing mentally? I know, we are all kind of like very into what is happening on the continent, but I just want to know if there are research areas or like places, research resources and areas you would want us to just kind of like read about and just get a better sense of what is going on around. Because I know we'll probably be judging people, maybe not necessarily in our region and across regions. So there's an amount of like general macro, both like macro and micro research that needs to be done just to understand what the regional makeup is. So are there researches you would want us to do, and also like sector researches as well, and also like if you have these resources available?
Unfortunately, we don't, because it's too broad. Like regions, we try to match judges with same regions, so you guys know what's happening there. Because but some of the international judges, that is really hard. And second, in terms of sectors, there's more than 30-40 sectors in our portfolio, so it's really hard to provide resources on every sector. So there's a public domain, there's quite a lot of information then from different sectors that we can take readings from, and also some interesting websites like Disrupt Africa, and VC4A, all these channels that they provide very good insights for African entrepreneurs landscape. So that's those are probably the good resources for us to look into. Thanks very much, Eugene. And I think the time is running up. I'll be able to get one more question, and then we have to go on. Hi, Dr. Ineka. Is it Ineka?
Yeah.
Emeka, sorry.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I just want to weigh on the question the first person asked. I know that sometime in mid-July, August, you're going to be having due diligence, but in assessing the profile of the applicants, how do you know how long the person has been in business if you cannot see his company registration? How do you know that? How do you know that he's operating in another country if you cannot see his company registration? How do you know he's been in business if you don't see other documents like his audited accounts and probably tax records? So I think the first question, probably that was where he was pointing to, because except probably at this stage it's not necessary, and probably it will be less for during the time of due diligence. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're well received. So we will definitely discuss and get back to you. and also to the first judge asked the same question. So I think it's valid. Thank you. Sorry, last question, Dr. Amos. Hi, Dr. Amos. You want to unmute yourself? All right. If not, let me continue.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So sorry. Can you go ahead?
Yes.
Ask your question, please.
Yes. The bit want to be very clear about the portal, to log into the portal. You mentioned the issue of a password. The password to log into the portal. Yes. Have you sent it, or it will be sent?
Yeah, it will be sent. We haven't sent it. We will send next Thursday, next Friday, actually, to your email.
Okay.
And we will have people to follow up with you if you don't receive it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
just let us
concern.
know if you don't receive it by Saturday next week. So we will make sure you guys receive it.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let me continue. So some best practices. Let's set aside, enough time to assess all applications. So each of you again will be assigned less than 10 applications, and I know some of you will be, will be done, earlier. That's very good. So let us know if you can do more. We do have some every year. We do have some judges that they committed, but they didn't really do anything. So we have to kind of reassign this application to other people that they wanted to do more. But just let us know, reply our email, or talk to our service agents, customer service agents, and if you want to do more, and then we definitely can assign you for a little bit more. Read through all the full application first to before you score them, and then to orient yourself, and then after you get the idea of the applications, and you can start the scoring. And do research, like I said, do research and further contextualize yourself in the business. And last but not least, give constructive feedback for the candidates. I think this is highly appreciated. Some important dates. We are going to send you the login information on the 26th, next Friday. And then you will receive the login information, and also together with the brief for this stack. And then you'll be logging in into the portal. And please check your spam email if you don't receive it on the 27th, which is Saturday, and just let us know, and then we will follow up with you for you. And then the second important day is the coming Friday. It's the next Friday, the 2nd of June. We have to. This is based on our experience. We need you to complete scoring at least one application. We need you to complete scoring at least one application by 2nd of June. So because we don't that we only have 2 weeks to complete the round one, so time is really limited. So we want to make sure you are on it, and then you will finish it. Otherwise, we will have to remove all your applications to other judges. So otherwise, we will remove all the applications to other judges. So the 9th of June is the deadline. So please make sure you click submit after you're scoring all the applications. So you will see a message that you successfully submit your scores, and then that means you are done. So these are the 3 important day and timelines: 26th of May, Friday; 2nd of June, Friday; and 9th of June, Friday is the deadline. Okay, this is the last slide. Some common issues. If there's a language mismatch, if you only speak English but you receive French application, let us know. And this is the email address. And he said, please share in the chat box as well. You know, you guys can copy and you know and remember the email address, and then you can contact them. And also we will have the email address on the EDM that we're going to send. Email we are going to send to you like next Friday. And then if the video doesn't play, and please download the video or try in a separate browser. The link not working, you can search by their link by Google. For some of them, I tell you, some of them it doesn't exist. So last but not least, if you need further further clarification, please do not contact directly with the candidates, and then you can contact the third-party reference, because every application they will have a third-party reference. You know, you can contact them, you know, ask for additional information, but do not contact the candidates itself directly. You know, before the end of round one, before the end of round one. So yeah, so that's basically the brief. Let me see. We still have a few more minutes, and we can take a few more questions if there's any. Hello? Yeah, please. Any questions?
I do have a question.
Hi, please. Hi, Lumbia.
Yes. Hi. So I was just wondering, for the applicants that don't make it, that don't get like the top 10, you know, when you start the next year applications again, do they automatically get added to the system to try again, or do they have to reapply?
They have to reapply every year. They have to reapply.
Okay. Wouldn't, just as a suggestion, okay, wouldn't it be easier, since you already have their information, to just roll them forward to the next, you know, to the next year if they didn't make it, so they won't have to go through the same process again of applying?
Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. First, we need to get a consent, because we don't know if they want to apply this year, because they maybe they are super busy this year, they don't want to bother. And secondly, is the application form is actually we update every single year. So we find it every single year. So every year is different. Even the portal, you know, the judging portal is different. So they might have to adjust their answer but fit on the updated application form. And the third one is, you know, companies that evolve, they change in numbers, in business directions. So I think it's yeah. So based on these three reasons, we will have to let them apply again.
Okay, thank you.
A question here, please.
Hi, Dr. Amos.
Yes. Please kindly clarify at what stage the happenings.
So you were muted, so I didn't get your question. Can you say that again?
I said, at what stage are we permitted to get in touch with those happenings to be judged?
After round one. So if you are interested to get in touch any one of the candidates you judged, so you can send us an email, and then we will facilitate that.
Okay. Noted. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Mr. C. Yeah, Sylvester.
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm from Freetown, Sierra Leone. I just want to ask for clarification on needing further clarification on the candidates. You say we are to get on to their referees, the third-party referees. How long do we wait for a feedback from them? Because some might not have a telephone number, probably just an email. some people don't check their emails on a daily basis or frequently. So how long do we hope to wait for further information from a third party? That's what I want clarification on. Because time is.
Yeah, thanks for the question. We normally provide a phone number, but I understand not every people is very responsive. But yeah, just give them a normal sort of, amount of time, 2 to 3 days. If they don't respond, that is to their disadvantage. So you don't have to contact, their reference. If you need it, you can contact them, but you don't have to do that. Oswald, Mr. Oswald.
Hello, everyone. I'm Oswald Alembong. I'm a patent attorney in Yaoundé, Cameroon. I just have one question, Michael. This presentation, would we have a copy of it or would it be in the portal?
Yeah, we'll be sending it out together with the email on next Friday.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. How Human-Su? Hi, Human-Su. Can you?
Hi, thanks, Michael. It's Himanshu. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. I just have a question about how will you be proceeding for selection of round 2 judges? Will it be based on how the applicants are scored, or whether the applicants scored do go through to the next round? So how does it work?
Yeah, for the round 2 judges, it's based on definitely, how responsive and then how the quality of the round 1 judges, scoring the round 1 candidates. So yeah, so the quality of the scoring, the quality of feedback, comments, and also responsiveness are all our consideration. So, and then we will invite shortlisted round 1 judges for round 2.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Sabancio. Hi, Sabancio.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sebenzi Dlamini from Eswatini in South Africa. I am happy to be a part of the judges this year. I just have a question in relation to social enterprises. When I was evaluating the applicants last year, I came across 2 entities that were sort of in the social enterprises category. And I found that when using the purely for profit, standard to judge them, it placed them at a disadvantage. They got really low scores from me, and I suppose from other judges, because I didn't see them at the subsequent stages. So I'm wondering if it would be possible for you to make a distinction between them, the social enterprises and the purely for profit organizations.
It's interesting question here. So it's actually the intention where we decide the application form and also the judging criteria. We thought we have already taken that into account. So not to really lean on one side, like high growth or profit oriented organization versus social entrepreneurs. But the matter of fact is from our previous year top 20 or top 10, there are quite a lot of social entrepreneurs. I can name a few. For example, last year we have 2 at least. One from Egypt. Her name is Anina, and then also from South Africa, her name is Sona, and doing the wheelchair for the rural area. And we have couple each year. They are also from social and impact organizations rather than high growth or profit driven organization. So, but I value your comment, and this is something that we continue to improve on and look into. And but also I want to give a heads up to the judges. This is something is differentiating you ABH with other, purely profit-driven competition. So we are looking at both, right? We're looking at social impact and sustainability. So if they are not sustainable, even they are making great impact, it doesn't mean anything. So it has to be creating impact, but also proven to be sustainable business. So that is something special, of our competition and to the requirements of our judges. Okay, so I think there's no more hands. Oh, hi.
My hand is up. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please.
So,
yes, please.
So a quick one, Michael. In addition to the website, can we have a link where they can paste their business handles, whether it's an Instagram handle or Twitter handle? So it helps us to also validate their engagement across those social media channels. And that is that will help before even we go to the last line of character validation and due diligence. Now, the other thing I also want to suggest, in line with customer testimonial, can we have 1 minute pitch, or if just for them to talk about themselves and their business? If we can have that also uploaded, it will help in deciding. So that's just two suggestions I have.
Thank you. So for the social handles, we give them option to fill in different social handles. For example, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So it's their choice, whether they want to fill in or not. Some of them, they fill in everything. So they give us all the handles. Some of them, maybe they're confident, and also they are putting efforts in all the handles. But some of them, they would give less LinkedIn, for example. Some of them they give a Twitter. So based on whether they really put effort, because this social media, you have to put effort in order to create traction. And so you will see some of them to provide different kind of handles. And if you are really interested to look at other handles, you can always Google it and to see, if they have other handles, or on their website. Normally they they list on the bottom of their website that if they have Facebook or other social media handles. So that's first. The second is the customer testimonial or their 1 minute pitch. We used to do that. But we have to strike the balance of how much time they put in to prepare the application. So we have feedback from the candidates that they're putting in too much time. The application form is actually too long. So we have to, we definitely need to also face that kind of feedback. So that's why this year we actually require them to produce the customer testimonial instead of 3 videos. So we cut down 2 more videos actually. Okay. Thank you very much for the recommendation. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, thank you. You did pronounce my name very well. Thank you. I was just watching. So my question is this, right? How much we as the judges is dependent on external information? So I'm looking looking at the applicants, right? They are providing us information, right? But we are still going to be drilling down and doing our research, right? So, but in terms of our assessment, how much of it should depend on external information we get from external sources? For instance, just moving on from what the last speaker said, we may be looking into an applicant and discover that there's a scandal, and that in itself affects applicants, right, and for character, right? So how much of that should really affect our assessment, for instance?
Emmanuel, so you're breaking up a little bit. So what I can hear is how much we, as a judge, rely on external information. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the summary.
Yeah. It's an interesting question because, you know, it's actually, that's why we invite our experienced judge for, because, you know, the information is there, you know, on the application form and also on the public domain. Everybody can see it, and depends on, you know, right? And of course, sometimes it doesn't mean more information is better, but where the experience and the judgment comes in place, that we can make a good judgment based on, you know, the information available. So I think I don't have a direct answer for your question, but I think this is what is the round one judging is for. So it's based on your experience, your knowledge, and to judge the available information that we can get.
Right. So just to paraphrase what you just said, is arbitrary, is depending, is subjective to the judge itself.
Yeah, sometimes it could be subjective. Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe last question before we get into the you know, the networking section. So our colleagues will host different sections. So you'll be automatically invited into you know, different breakout sections. Hi, Eugene. You're
Yeah,
the last one.
I just had one more quick question before we go. The last time I was a judge, which was a couple of years back, we're asked for like a brief overview on ourselves and our LinkedIn profiles, just for like the website. I don't know if I have missed an email on that, but I just wanted to follow through just to make sure that I'm not missing. I didn't miss that.
Is it you or the candidates? Sorry, the applicants.
So like the judges, the round one judges.
Yeah. If you are here, that means we have your profile already, so you don't have to apply again. I guess you are the returning judge, so we have your profiles already, so you don't have to submit again.
Yeah, okay. I was just concerned because I mean, like in the span of time, I have changed companies and changed location. My LinkedIn is up to date, so probably like you could get all that information, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for that. So everybody, thank you so much for attending today, and then thanks for your time. So we will have like a very quick 15 minutes networking section. So you'll be automatically invited into different room with our colleagues. Let me quickly show the questions that facilitates the discussion. Oh, sorry. All right, so these are the two questions that our facilitator will ask. One is, please introduce yourself, your name and where you're based, what you do. And the second question, what is exciting about ABH judging opportunity, and what sector in Africa currently excites you the most? Thank you very much. And we will now come back to the main section. And again, you know, if you don't receive our email by next Saturday, and please contact us. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.